Welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2, Celtic Union. Sorry for the delay, again, because, I don't know, same shit as before, only without the holiday thing. I'm not gonna dwell too much on things. We got a couple colonies working, we got some places working for statehood, and we've got a huge amount of rebellion, rather war exhaustion, that's probably gonna compound with more rebellions, and yeah, you really don't want to see the numbers this high, especially if you don't have any kind of recourse for action like I don't. Pretty much the only thing that could help at this point is basically backsliding into absolute monarchy, which I don't want to do. But since we've had the reactionaries in power for a long time, it could happen. Researching assembly line. Mess with Austria. We're having much luck this time. Hopefully we have better luck this time around. Yeah, and our goals of conquest are pretty much on hold for now. Until we get into a better position. Not infamy, but militancy-wise. Eventually, I might get to the point where I have to basically pull my troops out and just let whatever revolt happen. Obviously, I don't want to do that, but I mean, you remember what happened when I was invading Sardinia, Piedmont over and over? Well, that could happen to me, where I have more revolts than I actually have troops, and with my troops spread out all over everywhere, and with me, I'm relatively unwilling to build more. This is just such a pain in the ass. And it requires more shipping than is helpful for me. Now, if it's like nationalists, I will try my best to crack down on those. But eventually, at a certain point, you just kind of have to give in to the will of the populace, so to speak, if it gets bad enough. I'm hopefully going to avoid that. So without further ado, I'm going to cut here and wait for some events and stuff. So Occitania has gotten peace with Chile. If you remember correctly, or if I remember correctly, we decided against joining in the war with Chile because they declared war on Brazil, and I thought Occitania was going to involve. And I didn't really feel like messing with Occitania with this crap going on. I just, whatever. They're still in our sphere as far as I can remember. Yeah, they are. So, whatever, that's fine. Well, interestingly enough, the other side of the war, Brazil, wants to be allied with us. I'm just going to ignore it, because Chile is still on my side, even if I didn't help them in the last war. Well. Victoria's Diamond Jubilee. Victoria's 60th year on the throne was celebrated with a massive display of public affection. With these celebrations, she entered the public arena once again after a period of isolation following the death of her husband, Albert. Cheers for the Queen. We've also got the Celtic Red Star. A new daily with no shame about its political leanings has been incorporated in Cairo, the Celtic Red Star, official party organ of the Celtic Socialist Party. The Red Star publishes deeply moving social commentary, seldom without picturesque little reports on the conditions of working men and women across the world. The Celtic Red Star stands, or so it claims, for international solidarity, workers' rights, unionism, and class struggle on a broad, democratic, and socialist basis. Could say, I shall suggest down at the club that they shall start a subscription. Gin, anyone? Which gives us rich strata gaining 0.5 consciousness and 1 militancy and become 1% more socialist. We could say, what is this horrid piece of paper? A fish and chips wrapping? And the poor strata gain half as much militancy and 0.5 consciousness as well. Become 5% more socialist. It's not exactly dangerous, but the rich strata is smaller, so we're going to do that. Oh, and if I miss any of the events, I have had to record this several times. The events are random, but some of them have certain time limits by which they are supposed to happen. So if I miss one, because I think it's already happened, it's because I've had to record the last couple of sessions 3 or 4 times because of crashes and weird mod problems. So, forgive me if I miss one, or talk about something that hasn't happened. Yeah, that's the explanation for that. So, sorry if that happens. Well, Chile is our bro, so we'll proceed with this. And this is still up, so we're going to decline that. As you can see, very little time has passed. Some Occidental still has some stuff here. Yeah, it'll be 5 years before they have another war, and if they declare war in Peru or Colombia or something, they'll probably win, so I don't really care. So we discovered advanced target practice 4. It's like golfing with explosions. I don't know why it increases the production output rather than making our stuff better, but whatever. Oh crap. Looks like the Turkish Caliphate has annexed those guys. And one of my dudes died. So it looks like Turkey has reached the ocean. You know, ironically enough, they might end up being our friend in the future, because they might end up being on the side that is against the Comintern here. Or, I don't know, if we end up being the Axis, they might be one of our Axis bros or something. It just all will depend on where the chips fall at the end. I would consider, well, I guess I'll look at everything to see, but a theocracy is basically I guess you would say a totalitarian type form of government. So, not that, you know, Stalin wasn't a totalitarian guy, but you know what I mean. They're not associated with communism, so they wouldn't be included in that. Or they might be neutral or something. That'd be kind of a shame. But we'll see at the end where the chips fall. Depend on the type of governments and who's got what at the end. Okay, so we've got some rebels here. Now, one of the things I've been doing is I've been kind of wasting my troops by using them kind of as a sledgehammer rather than as a precision instrument, as I could be doing. With my superior troops, I could easily do something like that. And do I have any transports here? I have one. There they are. I basically want to prevent as many casualties as possible, and that means moving my troops less and preventing my guys from getting killed a lot. As I assumed, the majority of things is happening here. So, one of the things we can do is just take a look around and see what we need to deal with first. Looks like when you go for the big stacks like that, you want your fresh troops to hit the big stack if you can. How many guys are here? 3,000. That means the Bosser group can probably deal with them. And this is going to get me more war exhaustion, but there's very little I can do about it. Actually, since revolts almost never happen down here, I should just put them in Mosul. And that's pretty bad. Mecca group? Yeah. And guards, these guys are pretty much irregulars because they're anarcho-liberals, who have really shitty guys, unless they pop up from one of your regiments. So I'm not too worried about them sending a single type of unit at them, because they're guards against irregulars, basically. Okay. And basically, one of the good things to do is to put a bunch of guys in a place that's going to get revolts to prevent them from actually succeeding. Because one of the things that is, I guess, notable about this is that you'll be considered a defender, and the majority of infantry types are better at defending than attacking. So, with that being the bulk of my army, that's a better idea. And if I can remember right, irregulars are terrible at attacking. Okay. And I'm actually going to leave them separated like this. And it looks like I need another group up there. Basically, for rebels, you just kind of have to make sure you outnumber them. And yeah. Ooh, that's bad. Is there anything I can do about it? I don't think so. They might win anyway, so let's not be too hasty about pulling back. Okay. Well, I'm gonna deal with this off screen because I've shown this before. I actually won this battle, which is surprising, but I guess they are regulars and guards against irregulars, and well, I guess they do have a group, normal group, but it was only like I was only outnumbered by like 50%. So with defending with guards, it was probably that. That was just the advantage. And I completely forgot these guys, so I need to do something with them. And I'll just make a straight march, and it's kind of stupid to leave them over there. So we're going to go to Benghazi instead, because revolts happen over here and not over here. Here comes some more. Some reactionaries this time. Some of them are in India. India apparently likes the monarchy, oddly enough. Which is odd, to say the least. Okay. Just send some guys down there. Hopefully this isn't the build-up I was dreading. But no, here these guys I was talking about. I guess they do pop up over here. Okay. Oh, whatever. I'll try to deal with it. We got a leaflet campaign. We covered the entire city. Me and the girls split up and met at the corner of Main Street and 3rd, and then went off to each try and cover a block or two. It was hard work, but I remember it as a happy time. Celtic suffragettes have undertaken a leaflet campaign in one of our states in order to gain traction for their cause. All around the city, women can be seen wearing placards and handing out leaflets asking for support for a whole host of suffragette causes, from property to marriage to domestic law to the vote and beyond. You can say, I'm not sure how the locals will feel about all this littering, not sure at all. You can make all pops in Asyut region become 10% more reactionary, lose one consciousness. You can say, isn't there at least one MP living thereabouts? And gain up to 10 liberal in the upper house. I don't know what proportion that is, anyway. It's not going to hurt anything to be a bit more reactionary, and losing consciousness would maybe help my cause a little bit, I guess. As you can see, all this fighting has gotten my war exhaustion all the way back up to 0.5, which I believe is the cap. So things are about to get bad, maybe.